When you're a little kid, there's always one piece of media that latches onto you and just never lets go. There's a couple of TV shows and movies that influenced me growing up and are part of who I am today. Pokemon and Zelda, My Little Pony, Ever After High. We're gonna ignore how many hours I have in Splatoon. Literally any ye olden days Minecraft roleplay. But I've never been a book girl, except for one silly little book. Or I guess movie, when I first was introduced to it. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. For whatever reason, this story in the whimsical little world just blew my mind as a kid. And then they came out with a live-action movie? It was over for me. I was done for. I have so much merch that I even forgot to add some of it in the little bit I just did. Look! Now, I didn't do much with my love for the series for a while. It just sat in the background while I grew more attached to other various media, coming back when something with the same concept kind of caught my interest. Till roughly 14 years old. Bored in my confirmation class that I did not want to be in, I started to doodle on one of the little work packets. At the time, I was invested in a small group of YouTubers, and I would doodle their personas a lot. And I decided, hey, what if I combined my two favorite things? Oh dear lord, what the hell is that? Wait, no, stop! So, to make a long story short, I made a webcomic called Cat in Wonderland. I had 7 to 8 pages a chapter and weekly uploads. I'm actually baffled how I managed to do that. I don't know how. I was 14 years old. Unfortunately, the comic had to be abandoned due to a lot of horrible things that I won't go into in this video, and I deleted the Twitter account linked to the comic. But the world and story I made I was still heavily attached to, so attached to in fact, that within a year and a half, I started rewriting it to become my own little OCs. With very loud encouragement from my friends, including one of the group members who was a part of the original comic. Shout out Kai. So now, with my slightly older mind and college-level writing courses under my belt, I'm going back into the deep pits of Wonderland. The rabbit hole. Completely taking the old characters and turning them into new ones. Really keeping a couple of plot points from the original comics and making something else out of it. What better way to start a story than with our main character, Allison Carroll. Now Allison's a real piece of work. Every character has their flaws and Allison is no exception. Stubborn and serious, she enters into this world with a huge defiance with how everything works. She works as an assistant archivist that primarily works with old books, and how she enters through Wonderland is by attaining access to one of the original copies of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Opens it up, gets sucked in like a vortex, and winds up in a brand new magical world. Whoa! Get isekai! Is she here to learn a lesson? Is she here to fix something? I haven't really decided yet. Either way, she does not want to be the hero or whatever the story is. She just wants to go home, maybe sleep a lot, cry. I don't know, this is kind of scary. She got dropped in the middle of nowhere and just, giant flowers? Great. Love it here. What is this outfit I'm wearing? What? Huh? What? Speaking of the outfit, when coming up with her design, I very much wanted the black and white of a checkerboard, you know, card suits and checkerboards. Black and white in general. Just because, for some reason I want the story to, I don't know, you'll see. Just black and white in general, and you can see that in the vitiligo I gave her. I don't know how to pronounce that. In the vitiligo I also gave her. That's how you pronounce it. I just looked it up. In this world, we have 4 main kingdoms. You got your hearts, you got your spades, you got your clubs, you got your diamonds. We'll get to those later. Right now, you just need to know that they're all very color-coded. They all have one distinct color. Maybe a couple other supplementary colors to go and look at it. And she doesn't fall into any of those categories. She's just black and white. A joker in the card deck if you will, a miscreant. A little devilish fool. Now jokers can fill in and be whatever card it wants to be in a traditional card deck. So I feel that even though her dress is black and white, the little pearl on her collar and suits on her dress will like magically change to whatever suit of whatever kingdom she's in, currently occupying, you know, like make it green, make it blue. That's where she falls in the card suit kingdom motifs here. She starts off the story not in any of the kingdoms. She's in the outside inlands, or the inside outlands. Inside outlands, it's the inside outlands because it's the way that we'll get to the kingdoms. That's not what you're here for. In the middle of the woods. She's in the middle of the woods or in the middle of a giant flower garden. Now, I don't know about you, but that's scary. So of course she's gonna be a little bit aggressive to any people that she runs into, wanting answers for the most part. She's also she's completely baffled by everything that just happened. One minute she was in her nice cozy office, and now she's in hell? In hell. She was really straightforward to design. I've had this idea for this dress for a while, and as you can see, compared to the last design, this one looks a lot better. I like it. She got her cute little Mary Jane, she got her cute little socks. It has her little book that she was reading. It's almost like maybe she could have brought the copy with her. I don't know how taking a book inside a book would work, but it's something. Now in this flower garden, she doesn't expect to run into people. But fortunately for her, she runs into our lovely little Alabaster Connie. White rabbit of this story is Alabaster. He's high-stressed, high-anxiety, silly little bunny, and he hails from the Kingdom of Hearts. As parent from the giant red on all of his outfits, and also more noticeably, his giant red heart birthmark on his face, which is not actually a birthmark. It's actually a suit, or a symbol of whatever kingdom you hail from. Suits show up from when you're born to when you die. It's just there. It is kind of like a birthmark, except suits are whatever color of the kingdom, you know, the main color of the kingdom. We know how I said these main colors, the main color of the kingdom, and believe it or not, Hearts is red. So it's the main color anywhere appear on your body. Some people believe that the suits are like the root of who you are. They're the most sensitive part of the body. You gotta try your best to protect them. They're both susceptible to both physical, emotional, mental damage. And it's also kind of why people don't like jokers too much. They don't have a suit. They don't belong anywhere. You odd individual. You don't have a soul. Freak of nature. But no, they can basically appear anywhere on the body. For our little bunny, our little silly bunny, it's on his face. They can be big, small, and they can change eventually at some point, but we're not there yet. Yet again, we'll get back to that. Speaking of getting back, let's get back to the bunny. Now, Alabaster would be the first person Allison runs into, probably running, as he would be one of the fastest people within all 4 of the kingdoms. He's very quick little rabbit feet. Those things can move, and probably directly ran into her. Startled and confused, he goes to apologize, but quickly realizes that she's a joker. Wow, we haven't seen another one of those in years. What? And he's fascinated, and then quickly startled again as Allison seems to have zero clue about where she is, which is odd. This is... What? What do you mean you don't know what a Wonderland is? Oh, well, you do, but what? And B, you never seen a rabbit before? Have you... What? Huh? And as Allison asks more questions about, what weird half-human, half-bunny amalgamation she just met, it's just, they're both, not clicking at what's happening. Anyways, after a brief explanation and a little bit of conversation and a little bit of wandering, he's taking it slow, but He looks like he really just wants to get out of this garden. Alabaster suggests that she goes sees a man named Sorrel and then actually backtracks. You heard nothing. You never heard that name in your life. Or maybe. You've actually never heard that name in your life. Please don't say anything. You say it to no one and say it to nothing. You heard nothing. I'm so sorry. Anyways, he debates internally with himself before just offering Allison to take her to someone else who could help her maybe. He was going to visit them anyway, so this might be a double-purpose trip. Yay! You can come with me. I can just show you along the way to the woods. It gets really scary if you don't know where you're going. And with fair warning, however, that he's really bad at directions. I mean, he doesn't think he's bad at them, but everyone else seems to think he's bad at them. But from there, they take off from the giant garden. I struggled with his colors so much, I'm going to be honest. He's the white rabbit, so obviously he has to be like albino adjacent, plus a little vest and coat. And oh god, I should really start making little color thumbnails for these guys. I'm not completely satisfied with it. I might come back to his colors at a later date, but for now he's fine enough to present to you all without me feeling like super embarrassed. But if you come back and I make another silly drawings of him and he's not this, don't be mad at me. I decided to fix it. You can see I tried to like do a little yellow, like off-white yellow, and I just wasn't vibing. I struggled so much with him, I don't know why. Leaving the garden isn't all smooth sailing though, because when they reach the edge of this giant, like I have to emphasize how big these flowers are. They're like, I want to say at least 7 stories tall. 5. It's huge, it's huge. It's gonna take forever to climb if you ever decide to do that like a freak. Why would you climb? Anyways, they reach the edge of this giant flower garden and Alabaster turns around and realizes that Allison isn't with him anymore and doesn't know when she stopped being with him. Unfortunately for Allison, our little main character girl over here, she caught the attention of one little Miss Rosie. Last name pending. If you think Allison needs any anger management, you have not met Rosie, our resident little Tsundere-esque character and our big overprotective sister of the cast. Like, Allison will make like a sneeze and be like, "Why are you trying to hurt them? I'll kill you." No. Granted, you haven't met the rest of the cast yet. They'll be coming in future videos, but for now, we have Rosie. Rosie Posey Ozzy. Now, Rosie lives in the flower garden. This is her main base. She takes great care to maintain it, especially with how utterly gigantic they all are. It takes a lot of effort, and she does it one-man job, because she doesn't really like other people being here. It's kind of funny how, you know, Alabaster was fine to go through, but not Allison. It's almost like they know each other. Noticing that someone that's not Alabaster is in the garden caught her attention a lot. And noticing that her friend was being yelled at by the said mystery woman, it didn't really end all too well for Allison. Because once she dropped her guard, she swooped her up and started interrogating her, like holding her hostage by the leg with a giant vine. She got plant powers. That I meant plant powers, because of course she represents the roses or the flower garden in general from the story, which aren't really main characters, but I thought it'd be cute because I like the roses. They sing a silly little song in the Disney movie. Here they're just yelling at her. Lots of arguing, lots of bickering. These two will just fight with each other. It's a cat fight. It's awful. Eventually leads to Allison either escaping or being let go by Rosie into like a greater, denser, scarier forest areas. And now the sun has set. That's no good. It's really bad for Allison. She doesn't know where she is. She got yelled at. She got ran into. She probably hasn't eaten today. I feel like the workaholic that she is, she's not gonna eat anytime soon. Rosie's design was so easy in the beginning, ballerina motif, hanging rose dress, pigtails to once again nail home the Sundari theme. It was so easy. Colors were also a breeze. I just boom, 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 boom. I took like the original basis of the character and just kind of like swapped colors. Like I'm like, it's fine, we're fine, right? The main issue was the goddamn hairpiece. I don't know why or how or what god decided to hate me, but I struggled so much with it. I couldn't decide if I wanted like a crown or just to throw flowers up there. I don't know what I wanted to do. Eventually, after scrolling my Pinterest page for like 30 minutes at plant-themed OCs, I found one person putting a little bandana or a little headscarf on their little gardener girl character, and it fixed like 90% of my issues. I was like, oh my god. Oh my god. It's baffling. It's baffling how it just worked. I'm shocked. I'm like thinking here, sitting like gardeners do wear this. Like it gets the hair out of their face. Oh my god. Boom. Bam, bam, boom, bam, pow. I did slip a little diamond clip thing into the bandana. She was originally born in the kingdom of diamonds, or like within its borders at the very least. And a small little oversight on my part. Her suit is on her back, which you can't see from this angle. It's like between her shoulder blades, I want to say. It's not super big. It's not as big as Alabaster's, but it's not as small as some other characters. Her eyes are also yellow, like the color of her kingdom. Yay! Yippee! The kingdom also affects the eye color. It affects the suit. Eye color, sometimes maybe like general vibe and emotions. Rosie's a big outlier from the rest of Diamonds. The rest of Diamonds is like a greedy kingdom full of wealthy people. The angry, more hungry people are in spades. Stop it. And that concludes our little beginning trio and our first steps into my silly little reimagining of my old Alice in Wonderland little webcomic. Let me know what you think! Or something along those lines. This is my first time stepping into making videos like these, and also first time my voice on YouTube. Hi guys! I'm on my friend's Twitch streams a lot, so you can hear me there, but this is my first time on YouTube. Hi! And I honest to god have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just opening up Audacity and going at the mic. As you can see, the rest of my channel is either just animation memes or animatics of some sort, and those won't be going away fully. I'm actually cooking up something in the back right now. But I'm trying to branch out a bit, keep the channel alive enough for when I do make more, and also just hype up my OCs, guys. Look at my OCs. Aren't they cool? You should totally look at my OCs, guys. If you do want to watch more Wonderland comment, I have a 9-minute long, fully voiced animated storyboard you can check out and watch. It's not that great, it's been a year now since I made it, but it has beta-ish designs of Rosie and Allison in it, and other characters too that you can look at if you're excited to see them in later installments. Blink, 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 blink. And it's before I also learned how to draw afro, so please forgive me for that. I figured, look at her, she's better now. But it's nice and worth checking out. Have a nice day. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I said goodbye.